car fans. Welcome to the Muscle Car Modeler. My name is Ral. And this week I'm going to show you one of my projects here that, you ever tell yourself you don't need to start another kit? You really don't need to start another Corvette kit. You've built enough. You really should do something a little bit different. Well, I have trouble listening to myself too. I seem to do the opposite. It's like, I've had enough Corvettes on my channel. I should take a break from Corvettes. But as you know, I picked up a few more at Bernie's Bargain Barn here locally, and I showed that on my channel, a score of his where I picked up this one, a 95 pace car, an 89 ZR1, and there was the Aerovet is the other one. And some of them were complete, like this particular one was complete. The Aerovet was missing a steering column, which I managed to get. The 95 I used for parts. The 89 ZR1 was complete, which ironically, the 89 ZR1 I had one. This one I had one, but these kits I was buying for roughly $5 a piece. So I kind of jumped on them, and I mentioned that on the channel. And then I picked up some Mustangs there too, and that helped me complete the 84 Mustang 20th anniversary that I recently showed finished. But this is one, I don't have any C4 Corvettes finished. But now I have two of these kits, two of the 89 ZR1. And I remember building these, and they were a little bit different, but I really enjoyed building two of them. I know I had a ZR1. I don't believe it was the 89 version. I think it was a 91 or 92 Revell Monogram one. And I also had the Callaway Speedster. But those didn't survive, and I know the ZR1 engine and suspension and parts ended up in a 66 Chevelle that I sold on eBay. I wish I had kept that. I don't know why I sold some of the ones on eBay, but regret doing it. Wanted them back. But this one, I always liked this car. Thought it was a very cool car and a nice one to finish off the generation for it. And the funny part was, I started working at a Chevy dealer in the parts department in 95. So in 96, when this car came out, we got a couple of them at the Chevy dealer I worked at here, which was Midway Chevrolet here locally. And they had a couple of these, but they had one of these in the showroom, and I thought it was awesome. And I remember when the 97s came out and they were in the showroom with the tarp over it and locked where you couldn't pull the tarp up. But I always thought these ones were better looking than the C5s that came shortly after. But the C5s definitely advanced the performance mark, and there's some cool ones in there too that I like. But I just thought this was just an awesome one, so I've been kind of reminiscing about building it. So because of that, here's kind of where I'm at now. Here's the body. It's still molded in blue. And I just recently polished this glass. It was scratched up really bad, and I realized I really should have filmed that and did a how-to on it. So I think I'm going to do a how-to on how I polished that and everything on the glass. And I did the rear window as well, because there was a small tire mark here and some scratches and marks on there. But I don't have another set of glass. The 95 pace car kit, that doesn't have a top, and that kit is missing the glass. But it's a great parts kit for this, but I'm not really missing any parts. The wheels were taking off the sprue, so the wheels here are from both kits, so I grabbed the wheels from that kit because the chrome plating was in much better shape. So got the, I haven't painted those. I really haven't painted much. I stripped the chrome off of the exhaust and some of the parts, but not all of it. I actually stripped to the mufflers because I'm going to paint all this steel, but I want to leave the chrome on the tips there. So we'll see how I end up detailing and painting that. And then, of course, the tail lights, which this is going to be fun and I'm going to enjoy it. But one of the things I did splurge for was Ray's Kits decals. So I ordered these, and it took like 3 months because of international delays and shipping delays and everything. So we'll open these up and I'll show you these, because here's the kit decals, which these ones, they don't look too bad. They're probably usable. They're just a little off register. And but I heard that they're kind of finicky to do, and I have a lot of the 90s issues decals. I've had some with problems and some with not, that go on pretty well. but I knew about Ray's kits, and I've actually purchased a number of his decals, but I've never actually used them. So here's his sheet, and the white on here is it's not gloss, and I'm wondering how that's going to cover the blue. So it'll be interesting to find out how that covers. Now these Corvette scripts look like they're ones that would go on the valve covers, but they're definitely the wrong size. So I'm gonna have to paint those, and I hope some of this stuff actually fits. And interestingly, there's a small little sheet there that says Corvette ZR1 also. And I'll be using that on the ZR1 when I get to building that one. But looking forward to using these. As far as the rest of the kit is going, I started building the LT4 engine that makes 330 horsepower. And it's a black block, so there's the 4L60 transmission right there, automatic, and then the LT4 engine that I was detail painting and just having some fun with the red intake, the throttle body, all of the belts and stuff on the front here. So, and the water pump and the distributor, the OptiSpark that's behind the balancer there, and just, detailing it and having a little bit of fun with it. And it's coming out really nice. Now I got to paint that Corvette lettering red on the valve covers, and those decals don't match up at all. So I'll figure that out, and I'll probably brush paint them. I don't know if I'm going to use like the white gel pen and then paint red over it. So I'll try a couple of different things, but motor is definitely done. And then I started to, semi-gloss the chassis and some of the other parts here. So there's a whole mountain of parts, and some of the stuff I've painted this silver. So I've got a huge chunk of the parts here just painted and ready to start detailing and putting the fan assembly together here. But this kit, you got to build it in multiple stages, so it's a little different because I got to paint, detail the body, get the interior done, put the interior in, then I can put the chassis in. Once the chassis is in, it captures the hood. You got to put the engine and tranny into it after that because of the way it's made, and then start to put some of the rest of it in there. So it's kind of a different build order. And then another thing I started to do was, here's the dash. I painted the red on it because not all Grand Sports had the black and red interior, but I like that black and red interior. To my surprise, there was a number of them that actually had all black interiors. So this one, I was going for the black and red. So I've shot the dash here, the red, multiple coats. And this is the flat red, just tester's paint. So multiple coats. So I need to mask that and paint that. And then same thing with the door panels. Got the red on the door panels, but only the bottom section here and a chunk of here up to there. The whole center is semi-gloss black. So I've got to mask that and then shoot the semi-gloss black on the door panels. And it's pretty much ready. Steering wheel's ready. That's done. But pretty simple. And I started to assemble the interior for the rest of it. So there's the red seats, and I had to pay attention to which one's left and which one's right. I almost glued them in the wrong way, but I'm like, I better look at my reference material, and I'll put the Grand Sport logos on the headrests. Those haven't been done, but put the shifter in there, but that's the automatic shifter. And it's got the automatic pedal because this car is an automatic. A 6-speed was available in this car, but you don't see too many of them, but there weren't too many of these Grand Sport convertibles made. But Monogram did a really good job doing this. So got the firewall in there and the brake booster detailed and painted. So it's black, but aluminum master with the white reservoir, even though not really the correct reservoir for the car as far as the reference pictures go. But coming along and kind of happy with it. But for a kit that I'm not supposed to be working on, I keep telling myself, no, this one, it's not a priority. You got other ones on the channel you need to work on and get on those. But I just seem to not be able to put this one down, and it's just coming along. But I like my Corvettes, and I got a whole bunch of them that I want to build, and I don't have any C4s currently built. And it's just funny because I had the two I know the Callaway Speedster I sold on eBay, the other one just came apart, and I just, used it for something else and just trashed it because I know I had those two. Looking forward to finishing this one and seeing how those stripes lay out and getting the actual Grand Sport done. And I really don't plan on doing any upgrades to this particular kit, and I'm hoping everything goes together well. But you know how it is, you tell yourself, don't do it, don't work on it. Well, the temptation's there. I started this one, and truth be told, I played with another 69 Baldwin Motion resin body that I've kind of shown. The one that doesn't have the headlights and taillights, it has the more stock taillights, but it's still Baldwin Motion Phase 3 GT. I started playing with that one a little bit, and then there's the 68 Corvette L88 Roadster kit that's a Revell kit. I kind of started that one too, so got a few more Corvettes I started playing with that I keep telling myself not to. And then I'm kind of eyeballing the 54 because that's another hole in the collection because I skipped 54, and then I got to do a 61 and a 62 and a 68 and 67. So there's some that I need to fill in the timeline, but I've got a lot of them built, but I got a lot of them in my stash. But started playing with this one, and it's coming along, and I'm not in any kind of rush on this one, but I really need to get back to that 2020 Shelby. I was planning on doing that, and of course my son kind of poked and prodded and was motivating me, and so now we've also kind of started the Ghostbusters Ecto 1A. I've mentioned that I think once or twice on my channel that he's bugging me. He filmed a comparison video on my phone, which is hilarious because he copied me and took my two kits, and he's just super excited about doing the Ecto 1A. So I've got that kind of bounced on and off of my desk also. Having a little modeler's ADD, but still building and jumping around and playing with this one and of course some others. And I know I'm not the only one, so if I had a support group for that, but it's like, anything else, just starting more than I'm finishing, but staying focused on some of the other ones and getting them done too. Like I just filmed the Porsche for you guys, and that was another one that told myself I don't need to build it right now, and I ended up building it because you get kind of excited and can't wait to get to the bench to work on certain ones, and that's kind of what's going on with this one. I'm liking how it's progressing, looking forward to seeing it done. Now that the decals are here, I want to put the paint on the body. I finished the body work, didn't need to put any putty on this, just cleaned it up, polished that windshield, make sure it fits and everything fits, and it's virtually ready for primer and paint. But that's where it's at right now. So thank you for all your support and all your comments. They really mean a lot to me. And you guys, appreciate the likes and the thumbs up and everything. You guys, you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next Saturday.